What's going on, guys? This is DVG here, and this is the first episode of the Dap It Up podcast.
The neutral ground for geeks of all creeds to connect over lifelong hobbies.
So, this is your boy Gunnm.
And I'm Dray the Spectre. Alright, let's tell them a little bit about ourselves.
So, as for me, well, as I already said, I am Gunnm, and right now I work in retail as a manager. So I've been playing games since, probably since I was about 7 or 8 years old. First game ever played was Spyro. My dad came in with a PlayStation one day. Just, ever since I've been basically raised with a controller in my hand.
Yeah, you were raised right.
And as for kind of games I play, I'm a bit capricious as far as things that I'm into. I definitely like my competitive games, like fighting games. Recently, right now, I'm very much into Overwatch. Let's see. Definitely JRPGs. Definitely a huge staple for me. And I don't want to say anything Nintendo, but most Nintendo games you'll probably see me playing.
Nice. Again, I'm Dray the Spectre. I'm a personal trainer and an author. I've been playing games since, similar to you, I've been playing games since I was 3. I think my first game was Super Mario Bros. 3. That's the first one I can remember. I played a lot of Goof Troop too, but I don't know when that came, man. I play everything. Pretty much everything. I will try a game within any genre. I think I'd say I have a preference for RPGs, but generally anything that will challenge me and make me feel like I'm not wasting my time.
And we'll give you gamer score.
Yeah, and we'll give me... Yeah, I'm a big achievement hunter, trophy hunter, interchangeably. Yeah, I play Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, all the brands. I don't discriminate. I like to say I'm agnostic, but I'm not going to lie. I do lean a little bit in the favor of Xbox. Shoot me, I know. So, what's up with you, man? How's life? What you playing this week?
Life's been good. Recently we just went through that terrible-ass blizzard that I guess apparently, was affecting the whole country. I didn't know that until a few days ago.
Yeah, apparently.
That temperatures went down everywhere. Even friends that I talked to, in Florida, they were saying, they had, 30, 40-degree temperatures in winter, and they never experienced that. They were like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So I was like, but yeah.
I'm glad it's behind us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And didn't lose power, so that's always nice.
Always.
But yeah, aside from that, Christmas was good, pretty good, ate pretty good, got pretty fat. So, yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good holiday.
That's good, man.
But aside from that, as far as games I'm playing right now, I was playing Dragon Quest XI, putting that on hold because, unfortunately, Crisis Core happened to come out recently.
Unfortunately?
I say unfortunately, but it's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying my time with Crisis Core a lot, especially as I'm getting further into it, and the systems start opening up in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting, and it seems like they're going to tie in the game itself into the story of Final Fantasy VII Remake, the new one, Rebirth, coming out. So that'll be interesting. It's so far, as far as the story, it's pretty good. I like it. Very interesting. Some new characters that I've never been familiar with from Final Fantasy VII.
Some new old characters.
Yeah, well, new to me. New to me,
Right.
anyway.
I never played the original Crisis Core myself, so.
But yeah, it's really good, and I do see a lot of inspiration, I feel, taken from it into kind of put into Final Fantasy VII Remake as far as like kind of the battle system. Like, there's definitely a lot of inspiration from it. Not exactly the same, no, but there's definitely a lot of Crisis Core in there, and it's really fascinating.
I'm looking forward to playing that one, man.
But yeah, it's a really fun game. I really like the systems in there, and it has like a materia fusion system that's really interesting. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, I mean, nothing new was going on in my direction. I had a nice holiday myself. Just spent some time with the family, you know. I'd say nothing special, but that's always special. Right now, boy, I'm playing God of War. Ragnarok, to be specific. Yeah, dude, I'm only maybe 6.5 hours into that game. Dude, from the moment you get to the title screen, it's like, oh, this is what we doing. Okay, okay, so this is a journey. Oh, okay, I'm about to cry in the first 5 minutes. All right, cool, that's fine. Oh, my son is growing up. Wonderful. Yeah, but dude, it's more God of War. And if you love the first game, I mean, I fancy you'd love this one.
I need to play. I need to just play through it.
Oh, bro,
Especially,
you are on probation right now. You got a lot you need to play.
like, after seeing my friend play through. Well, I didn't watch him a lot, but after seeing him play through Ragnarok all the way to the finish, I'm like, I need to get into this. Like, thankfully I at least played Spider-Man. Like, I'm kind of getting back into the whole, like, regular just schedule of playing console, like, AAA console releases anyway.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very much tied to the Switch for a long time. But now I have PS5 and the Series X now.
So use them. Because this is one of those games, this is the reason for owning a PS5, my friend. This game is immaculate. Now, like I said, I imagine I've only scratched the surface because I'm trying to do pretty much everything I can and, you know, take my time. I'm only playing like an hour and a half a night. But within that time, I'm exploring, exhausting all the dialogue. And, you know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but just keep this one on your list.
Yeah, I need to.
Yep.
I definitely feel like I need to.
Yeah.
Especially with that one.
All right, bro. Our topic of the week. Top 5 most anticipated games of 2023.
Oof.
All right, let's just take turns. This is in no particular order. But I've seen your list, and I know that we share one game in common. We may as well start with that one. So, Final Fantasy 16.
Yes. Very much so.
Go ahead, bro. Go off.
So, from the trailers, like, we've seen many trailers. But each time they release a trailer, the game just looks better and better and better. But the first one they released, I'll admit, maybe a little rough because frame rate. But now, this game looks immaculate. Definitely, I feel like this game will be a far cry from the problems that we had with Final Fantasy 15 and when that released. Because I played that on release, and that was the first Final Fantasy game that I actually actively like played on release. and was the first one that I was indoctrinated into, unfortunately.
Right.
Not that it, like, the entire game itself was bad, but at release, it was a mess. I mean, like, I do get the whole story behind it, but 15 was a mess. It was a mess. It was a story. Like, we could probably make a whole video on that. But
yes, I'm still pissed that they didn't release that final DLC. What was it, the Luna Freya DLC?
I think so.
I believe it was. I mean, I always intended to go back and play it through with all DC or DLC attached to it, rather, but
yeah, it wasn't complete. So, well,
yeah.
But
enough of that though. Final Fantasy 16, bro.
But 16, it just looks great. Like I forget the name of the director, but he worked on 14 and does a lot of the expansions as well. He's doing God's work with this game. Like, it just looks great.
Just the scale of everything. I like the implementation of the summons as kind of transformations of the party members or the characters within the narrative.
I like that they're a main focus in this game. And the setting, and the setting itself, too, is a little bit different. I had a friend point that out that, you know, it's kind of, not that it's rare, but you don't see too many Final Fantasies make it just like kind of like more a medieval setting, really.
True. Yeah, I mean,
like
I heard that purely British accent. I was like, hold up.
yeah. So it's different. It's definitely different, and I'm looking forward to it.
So, same here, bro. Same. That's a game I'm definitely looking forward to sinking my teeth into. All right, so number 4 for me, RE4 Remake. Now, Resident Evil 4, I think many would agree, is one of the best games ever created. I had a conversation with a friend recently about, well, their concern was that this game can't do anything to make RE4 any better. But I don't know if you've seen the most recent gameplay showcase for this game. Dude, it's like take RE4 and just magnify everything. It's pretty much the modern interpretation of what RE4 would have been with today's technical specs.
That sounds pretty good,
bro. Yeah,
the gameplay even back then, like, I would say for the most part, still holds up. For the most part,
yeah, dude. It's even so the intro. I don't know if you remember, you were accompanied by these two guys who just show up dead within minutes. So apparently they prolong that entire opening section. They add new floors to that first house with the first zombie. I guess they're technically not zombies, but come on, they zombies. The first zombie you fight, they pretty much stretch everything out over a longer period of time. Not to mention, dude, you can parry. You know the chainsaw guys. I know you're not a Resident Evil guy, but I know you've seen the Chainsaw Men.
Yeah.
So the guy with the bag on his head swings around the corner, tries to butcher Leon, and he parries the chainsaw with his knife. So that was enough for me to say, okay, this is Resident Evil. This game is just, it's Resident Evil 4 times 2. And I'm all here for it. So, what about you? What's your next one?
Well, next one for me, of course, it's a JRPG. So, Trails from Reverie, as we're both very much into the Trails series.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is a game I've been hearing a lot of good things about, especially from friends of mine that have played it early. This game, it seems like it's going to be probably the longest game in the series because there's 3 different routes. So it's just more of just that really good tactical like JRPG experience that we always get from Trails. It's like this is a game that I've been looking forward to a lot, as well as of course Trails from Black, but that'll be further out. But this game, just from everyone that I know that has gotten their hands on it and played it early, gotten a Japanese copy, like they love it. If not, it's their favorite Trails game. So, yeah. So I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on that one.
Yeah, we got into that series around the same time. I remember we were both, we got bit by that JRPG bug. Mm. And I'm like, okay, let's find something new. Let's find a series. I've been side-eyeing the Trails series since the Vita, really. You know, I've heard many content creators. Colin Moriarty was my primary influence. I remember him making some type of comparison to Persona back in the day. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm going to keep that on my list. However many years later, I run it by you. You're like, oh, bro, I've been looking into those games for quite a while now. And I think you beat me to the punch. Mm. Yep.
Yeah, I started, like, right around when COVID started. That was when I started the Trail series.
Yeah.
And I kind of just, well, I say the whole series in its entirety, but more so the Cold Steel games, and just barreled through them.
Fire. Yeah, man. Next for me, Tekken 8. Tekken 8. You know I am a Tekken fiend. The irony here is you're the fighting game guy. You're the FGC loyalist. Me, I just like Tekken. I'll try anything, but Tekken, bro, it's all about the mastery and the legacy for me. Because I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 2. Dude, and I've had my ups and downs. You know, I'd say Tekken Tag Tournament was probably my peak. Not just in terms of skill. Like, I think I'm better now than I ever have been. It's just Tekken Tag is the most meaningful game to me. Like, the soundtrack, the poorly aged character models, everything. When I see that game running, it takes me to a place. And this most recent Tekken 8 trailer, I mean, as outrageous as this game is turning out to be, you know, somehow Tekken manages to blow each subsequent entry out of the water in terms of like, oh, here's a kangaroo, here's an Egyptian god, you know, it's getting crazy, but the core of what's there is what excites me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because Tekken is all about, anytime a Tekken comes out, it's among the best looking, best playing games out there. So I'm ready to play an Unreal Engine 5 developed fighting game.
Mm-hmm. But oh yeah. And back to what you was talking about, Tekken Tag, like, yeah, I used to beg my grandma all the time to take me over to my cousin's house to let me play it with him. But yeah, that's. I'm very much so looking forward to Tekken 8 as well.
You gonna stick with it this time?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Like, I'm gonna try and stick with both Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6.
You're gonna be too busy with Street Fighter, bro.
There's a lot of fun with that game. That is. I really like what Capcom's doing with Street Fighter 6. I really do. Like it's beyond just a fighting game. It's a game. it is a game with a lot to do. Like it's really shocking the amount of content that you put in there. So that's and I love Tekken a lot. So it takes a lot for me to be more excited for something else over Tekken.
Well, the Mishimas will leave the door open for you. So when you come back home, you'll be welcomed with open arms. What you got?
Alright, but next game for me though, I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which is something that a lot of people are looking forward to.
Is that what it's called? The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom? Or is it...
Holy shit, I fucked that up entirely. Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Don't judge me.
Hey, you good.
Nintendo fanboys. Don't judge me too harshly. That would be a mouthful, though. Breath of the Wild.
I'm like, wait, that don't sound right.
But Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a lot of this game. And obviously there's a reason for that. I don't think it's because it's in development. Hell, I don't know. I think it's because there's something major to it that they don't want to show us.
I keep hearing that. What could it be, though? Because, I mean, I'm just as excited. You're a bigger Zelda fan than me. I'm curious as to why they're keeping this under wraps. What could they possibly do that would be that much greater than the first entry?
I don't know. It could. I don't know. It might be groundbreaking. They might reinvent the open world formula again. Who knows? We'll see.
God, that's hard to imagine, but I guess they've done it. You know?
They've done it once already, so I don't know.
Because I'm not one of those people who think Breath of the Wild was like... I thought it was fantastic, but I didn't think it was a 10. Maybe like a 9. You know? I mean, and not to be reductive.
Unlike me, who thinks it's one of the greatest games of all time.
Right.
But
you know, we'll talk about that. We got some talking to do about that. But yeah, I'm excited too, bro. So what just to entertain it, what could it be? Amiibo support? I don't
I couldn't say. I don't know if it has something to do with...
You play as Zelda.
I don't know. Maybe there's like online co-op. I don't know,
bro.
And you could play as Zelda. I don't know.
I mean, hey, if there is, I'll play it with you. But I guess this is a wait and see situation. Well, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Is that on your list too?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I knew we both shared Final Fantasy 16, but yeah, Rebirth. I'm a little shaky on the release because, you know, winter of next year means like anywhere between December and like February or something. March, realistically. But for the purposes of this discussion, assuming it comes out next year, I'm even more excited for this than I am Final Fantasy 16. Because while 16 is something new, Final Fantasy 7, just that entire universe, that's my favorite Final Fantasy universe.
Yeah, like remake is established, so...
Right.
I haven't played that many Final Fantasy games. I love Final Fantasy X a lot. I really do. I do think remake is better.
Okay.
But
so we're not about to fight
no.
over 10 and 7 again, right?
No.
Okay.
No. But what they did with Final Fantasy Remake, like on release, is just like they created. I guess I shouldn't say created because they're already established characters, but they made unforgettable moments with these like characters for like a new audience. Like for me, like I never played 7, the original 7.
Oh, really?
I never
Oh
did.
my god, bro! I'm like, get out.
Which is hilarious because I bought it on my Switch and never did touch it.
I never knew that. See, because I knew you bought it on Switch. I thought you played it already, though.
Well, the reason why was because Remake got announced. Like, I bought it, like, weeks before Remake got announced.
Aw, man.
Basically.
Man, cancel this podcast right now. Dog.
So I was like, alright, forget it. I'll just play the Remake.
I mean,
and
fair enough.
that'll be my first experience with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, I always thought Cloud was a cool character. I watched Advent Children not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But I always thought, you know, Cloud and Sephiroth are really cool characters.
Right.
And, you know, playing them in Smash, like, I actually main Cloud in Smash.
Oh, you too.
So, playing Remake, like, truly just cemented it, like, to me, like, wow, like, this is Final Fantasy VII. And not even just Final Fantasy VII, like, this is Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that game was premium, dude. It was premium. I don't want to turn this into the Final Fantasy podcast, but just seeing that modern realization of those old characters, like hearing them speak to one another, seeing Cloud, Tifa, I hate saying Aerith's name because, like, depending on who you ask, it's like, is it a TH at the end or an S at the end? Pink Flower Girl. Just seeing all of them together, and I don't know, man. It was something special for sure. Remake was. So I know the ending was a little controversial for many people, but I'm looking forward to seeing where they take it, bro. Like, I played like 7, so
yeah. So I don't know if it seems like, to me, it's an original interpretation. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I don't know anything about the original story, but if it's an original interpretation, then I'm all for it. And it seems like they're trying to tie it in with Zack. Yeah. Crisis Core. So I don't know where they're gonna go with this, but
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. Just one thing I really wish Square, like, this would be a dream for me if they did, is if Square did a remake of Final Fantasy X.
Moving on. What's your next one, bro?
Alright, so next one and the last one. Well, I technically got 2 because I put 2 in one spot, but I'll just quickly go over these last 2.
Oh, so you got an honorable mention, huh?
So, yeah. So, Fire Emblem Engage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Fire Emblem is what got me into tactical RPGs. And you could even say got me into JRPGs in general. So, it's more Fire Emblem. And they got some new systems in there, very interesting stuff. Got a new break system.
Got a weird looking protagonist.
So here's my thing with Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
So I really hate, like, because a lot of people do. They've voiced their opinion about it. I hate the main character's design.
Bro, both red and blue hair.
Both male and female. Doesn't help. Neither. Ugh. It's like the 2-tone, like, hair color thing they got going on. Like, just choose one.
Dude.
But I really hate the character designs.
Yeah, the medieval Captain America look.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is about this simplified, like, character design thing they got going on with this.
Well, because they showed the 3 houses protagonists, and even in this art style, I did notice. I was like, yeah, it looks a little off to me. I don't know why.
It's just,
I thought I was the only one. I haven't really been following the game that closely.
I mean, like, to be fair, I haven't either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just know I'm getting it. But
yeah, Fire Emblem.
You know, I try to keep myself surprised, but ugh.
What was this honorable mention you had?
So, Octopath Traveler 2.
Okay, because you couldn't just fit 5. You had to do an extra, huh?
I have to mention Octopath Traveler because like Square Enix has really been killing it with RPGs lately, as they always have. But Octopath Traveler, like, that was the one that started the HD 2D style, and I really, really love the style of games. Octopath Traveler 1, like, I put many hours into that one, finished it completely. Just a really, really incredible game. It seems like they're going to do more with Octopath Traveler 2, tie in the stories more of different characters. Because if you played the first one, you would know, like, every character's story is kind of their own. Like, they're not interconnected, really.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really unfortunate. And you didn't really see much conversing between party members a lot. And it seems like they're trying to remedy that in this new Octopath Traveler. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and just more of that Bravely Default-esque, like, you know, just RPGing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Up there on my list.
Okay. I think we're going to be on this one for a bit. So how about you hop in front, talk about your last one, and then I'll do my number 1 last. Because don't you have Street Fighter?
Yes. Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Which I talked about a little bit already. But Street Fighter, I'm not gonna say I'm a heavy Street Fighter player. I have played it in arcades a little bit, and that's kind of like the extent of my background with it. I played 4 a little bit. Tried to get into 5, but I'm gonna line for that game, at least on console, terrible. At least where I live, like, don't recommend it. Rollback is terrible. But I've always, like, kind of had, like, I don't want to say passing interest in Street Fighter, but it's always been one I've always tried to play and at least, like, give it a chance whenever, you know, there's one, like, on the horizon. Like, but this new one, with the systems that they have, the changes they made, all of the modes they've added, just everything about Street Fighter 6 just seems really, really, really incredible. Like, this is beyond just a fighting game. So,
yeah, you said that. I was like, well, it's a fighting game by definition, but
so it's like you can design your own avatar, like,
yeah, I saw
create
that.
a moveset. Like, it's crazy the stuff you can do in there.
I'm gonna check it out for sure. I mean, man, I haven't played Street Fighter since 4, and before that, I merely dabbled. Ironically, like, the most Street Fighter I've ever played was through Mugen, or Mugen, however you pronounce it. That was the most Street Fighter I ever played. Is just downloading, Ryu and Ken and whoever else, and having them fight Homer Simpson. But I mean, like you said, this new Street Fighter, man, is promising. Time will tell, how long I'm gonna stick with it. Cause I mean, between that and Tekken, my priority. But who knows? I've seen how crazy into this game you are. That might be enough to give it a longer tail for me. But yeah, man, my number one is Starfield.
My number one. I mean, I already.
How many did you do? I thought we was. I thought
no. Because I didn't do mine in order.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
so, if I were to name one, it's tough.
Oh, out of the ones you mentioned?
Yeah. Probably Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Starfield.
If it comes out this year.
Wait, what? Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Starfield. I'm like, please don't play like that. But, bro, you know me. I wouldn't call myself a Bethesda champion or anything because I feel like a lot of their systems are a bit archaic. But Fallout 3 started a whole new journey for me, gaming wise. I did play Oblivion before that, but I hated Oblivion at the time. I don't know, maybe I was just impatient. I don't know, but when Fallout 3 came out, man, that game changed my life. I know New Vegas is like the bastard child, but I mean, it's a derivative of Fallout 3 essentially, so I consider it an honorary Bethesda RPG. Shout out to Obsidian. Fallout 4, Skyrim. Bro, Skyrim. Oh my god. I can't tell you how many times I bought that game. But anyway, this...
More than 5?
Less than 5, more than 3. But this game has the potential to be the next that and then some. It's like my vision, I mean, they've shown quite a bit and we really don't know until we get it in our hands, but my vision for this game based on all I've seen is the best parts of Mass Effect and Skyrim in this holy amalgamation. Like it, not just the customization, bro. You know me. Like one of my favorite things about RPGs is player expression and just seeing how deep some of these systems are intended to go. It excites me. I'm like, I can imagine sitting down playing this game the first night for about 2 hours doing nothing but customizing my character, picking my background and everything. Yeah, one of the weirdest things that stand out to me though is you know how you feel like they're hiding something with Zelda? I feel like they're hiding something with Starfield too. Because it's like there's no aliens. And it sounds like that's by design, but I mean, I just have this feeling that this game is going to be one of two things. Either bigger than we could possibly imagine, or a train wreck. Like, I feel like, with the state of the industry, there's not going to be any in between. I was happy that they delayed it. But, yeah, I'm optimistic. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm like... It's hard to imagine with how promising this game seems to be that it's just going to come out and it's going to be the next, like Elden Ring or something. It's going to be the equivalent next year as to what Elden Ring was this year. That's what I'm hoping for, but man, we've just been disappointed so many times. I tell you, like, any game can be a dud, but I for sure am holding out hope that this one is the truth.
Well, I hope so too, because I'm going to be playing it.
Yeah.
And this is going to be my first Bethesda game, so they better not prove their track record right.
As well as, might I add, the reason you have an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Game Pass, of course. Yeah, that's all. That's great. But
so, Ty Howard, this means don't disappoint me.
Hey, this the king right here. No one should disappoint him. But, yeah, bro. Bonus round.
All right.
Bonus round, yep.
All right.
It's always fun talking about games, talking about what we're waiting for, what we're eager for. How about we put a little spin on it? I got a super random question for you.
Okay.
That hopefully people listening will feel enticed to answer themselves in the comment section. Your bills are paid for life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever again have to think about your car note, utilities, none of that.
Yes.
Whatever it is, yeah. But you can say no. Let me before you
Yes.
you go. Hey, let me preface it. You can refuse, but for this to take place, you have to go 3 rounds. 3-minute rounds.
Yes.
With hey, you about to regret that. With one of these 3. Either Adam Smasher, Frieza, or Gengar. Like literally the Pokemon Gengar.
With Frieza, Atom Smasher, or
Gengar.
So I can die.
Well, no. You're immortal, but you feel everything. The only thing, think of it this way. Say you get reduced to a pile of goop. After the end of the 9 minutes, it's as if nothing ever happened. You're returned to your previous physical form. The only thing you carry forward is the memory of what happened. But you feel it while it's happening. And when I say 3 rounds, I don't mean with boxing gloves. I mean every weapon they have at their disposal. So you remember when Frieza impaled Krillin? Yeah, he got them horns, whatever. He can use his laser beams. Gengar can use sludge bomb, shadow ball.
So he has Black Frieza form too. Spoiler alert. Yeah, not that he need it for us. Like he could be base for Frieza. And you can't die, but you can feel everything. Is it worth it to have your bills paid forever? I almost want to say no because I'm going to be traumatized probably the rest of my life. Probably would never leave my house.
Yeah. I know my answer.
But if I had to choose... probably Atom Smasher.
Atom Smasher. That was mine.
At least he'd make it quick.
I feel like he'd just pop one in your chest, kill you, or like stomp you into the ground and then just sit there and run the clock. I don't know what type of agony comes as a product of being reduced to mush. But you just have to wait 3 rounds just sitting there as mush. Like, clearly the purpose of this is you have to last all 3 rounds. It's not TKO, he knocked you out. Nah, ain't no way out of this. You just have to sit there and take whatever it is. So, I mean,
Frieza would torture you.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
And Gengar would do something equivalent of that, and you'd be poisoned. That doesn't sound fun.
And see, for you, the poison, I wasn't thinking too much about the poison. It was more the fact that he's a ghost. And the psychological scars that come with it. I think it depends on the Gengar. Maybe you'll get a fun Gengar who just like, I'm going to box you around for a little bit, but...
I'm not rolling the dice on that.
Because, I mean, theoretically, he could just hypnosis and then use Dream Eater and make you feel like you've been fighting them for decades. You wake up 9 minutes later like... Bro, it's Atom Smasher, man. I'd rather just like take the full force of the shotgun or whatever and just gurgle for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not a pretty visual, is it?
Make it quick. That's all I gotta say. Make it quick.
Okay, so we both vote Atom Smasher. Bills paid for life.
If I had to choose, otherwise my default answer is no.
Well, I hope it's worth it. All right, man. That's a wrap. Where can people find you?
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at Topics the Creator, as well as on Tumblr at Gunnm.
I don't have a Twitter, but you can find me on pretty much everything else at Dray the Spectre. All right, we'll be back soon. Peace.